beautiful people. I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you might be a little confused since it's not the normal format of my videos. But basically, I'm just going to show myself baking a cake for my husband's birthday while I explain to you the top 5 reasons for why I decided to leave public accounting for good and never look back. If you're interested in this type of video, then please keep watching. I know I've got some CPA followers here, so I thought it might be good to finally put out a video for you guys as well. But all right, let's get into number 1. So for me, the most obvious reason for wanting to quit public accounting is that I literally hated my life. I was only actually in public accounting for about 11 months, and I was in a top, not a big 4, but like kind of up there accounting firm. And I thought that after interning with a big 4 accounting firm and a mid-tier public accounting firm that I would last longer. Specifically, my plan was to stay 2 years, make senior, have some experience with being senior, and then jump right into industry. And I actually was able to make that move much more quickly, and it's something that I want to talk about here as well. But to get back to the topic, yes, I got burned out. The lack of work-life balance was so obvious. There were long hours, obviously, and I don't think it's fair to complain about long hours when you go into public accounting because it's just part of it. Like, it's not a surprise, but I will say that what drove me to the edge was that my busy season lasted from June till like somewhere in the fall, or I'm sorry, this is not right. I'm saying my busy season started from January, not June, and it lasted all the way past July, dipping into fall a bit. And so rather than having just a few months of hard work that you have to put in, it ended up being most of my year, and it was just too much for me. I remember, well, I guess this leads into my second point of why I quit, is because I was vocal to the scheduling manager about how this was affecting my ability to do good work. I was getting burned out. I was assigned as in charge for at least 2 to 3 audits. It was just, I wasn't ready. That's as simple as it is that I wasn't ready. And I thought maybe if I get the courage to tell people this, that they would listen to me. But unfortunately, my pleas were just, thrown to the curb basically. And I just decided, well, if they're not going to listen to me, why would I want to work for a company that doesn't, listen, or at least try to compromise with me and just something, But it didn't happen, unfortunately. And then number 3, this should have been something that maybe this is on me, I think, but I realized that working in public accounting did not fit my personality type. I don't really know if I know the personality type that would excel in public accounting. Probably people who are, it's a little ironic, but maybe the people that are like a little more extroverted, but are willing to put in long hours because they have this ambition of becoming like partner or something like that, is probably what I would imagine. Me, I'm a people pleaser. I'm an introvert. I get stressed out very easily, and so looking back, I'm like, why the heck did you do that? But I was young. I felt like I was pushed into a program that, or when I say program, I think more than one YouTuber has said it on here, but if you go to a university with a master's in accounting program, it's so common for them to push public accounting onto you as like the career that you should go into initially out of school. I think most schools with accounting students, most of them go into public accounting initially, and I think my suspicion is maybe due to the donors or like the sponsorships. I feel like public accounting firms put in a lot of money toward local universities and colleges, so it's only natural for them to have a relationship, I guess I should say. But I decided to go with the crowd and not think for myself. I could have literally gone into industry straight away, but I just kind of, I'm not trying to, I can't think of the word, but just like sway people into not going into public accounting, because I do think, it was what allowed me, at least in my case, to get into the industry job that I wanted to get into. Like, who knows, maybe if I didn't have my experience in public accounting, I may not have gotten that job. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure actually, but public accounting can be really great. I won't say like it's easy, because I don't think it's easy, but if you're willing to put in the work and you enjoy learning about these processes, then I say it's a good thing for you to go and try to pursue. But enough about that. Back to the list for me, number 4, my mental health. So there were things about my mental health, I guess I should say, that I was not aware of. I will say, like, I started taking Prozac, which is an antidepressant, for the first time in my entire life. I felt so severely depressed when I was in public accounting that I thought it necessary to seek pharmaceutical help or assistance, and so I did. And ultimately, it wasn't good. It ended up not being a good experience for me. There are other reasons for that, which I won't get into in this video, but I had like a horrible experience on that medication, which kind of exacerbated the mental illness or the depression, and it was just really messy. And ultimately, I'm not trying to sound dramatic, but I kind of had like a quarter-life crisis where I realized that I had made a mistake, that I wasn't wanting to stay in public accounting any longer, and I needed to get out as soon as possible. I did pass my CPA exam, so I graduated college with my master's degree in accounting in May of 2020, and then I studied for the CPA all the way from that summer after graduating, and it took me until I want to say like spring of 2021. So it took me a while. It took me almost a full year to graduate to pass my CPA exam. But as soon as I got my work experience, I knew that I needed to leave immediately. I started seeing a therapist. They were like, so simply, like, if you hate your job, why are you working in it? And I was like, oh, like, I can think for myself. Like, I can do things and quit things that I want to because they're not good for me or they're no longer serving me. And so that's what I did. Best therapist ever. Like, I ended up quitting my job and I became so much happier after that and getting into my industry job, which ended up being in oil and gas. I felt too, going into my last reason actually for quitting public accounting, is that a lot of firms do what's known as like flexible time off. I think it's called FTO, which is like take as much time as you need off, is like how they portray it, but that's actually really not how it is, in my opinion. It's more so you have to like schedule around all these different audits that you've already been assigned to, and if you don't schedule your vacations ahead of time, your time could be slotted with an audit, and it just didn't feel fair. It didn't feel right, especially with the amount of work that we put in. So that's kind of how I felt about that. Ultimately, I applied to about 4 to 5 different jobs, and I kind of need to harp that I only got 1 job offer after applying to 5, and I think the only reason that I got the offer is because I had my CPA. So if you're trying to get out of public accounting, but you're also studying for the CPA, just wait until you pass the exam. Wait until you get your work hours. I promise you it'll be a lot easier that way. But yeah, it's just crazy to me in hindsight that I thought that I would last so long in public accounting. I felt a lot of guilt initially because, and if you're listening to this and you are also thinking like that the career in public accounting is no longer serving you, but you feel like, oh, like all of my other peers are in this and blah blah blah, and everyone's getting promoted to whatever, just like don't feel guilty. Like, this is your life, this is your like decision ultimately. A lot of people, I think it's just getting a little sidetracked here, but I apologize. I have to explain, like, when you are being recruited by public accounting firms, I think they treat you very well. They do a very good job of making you feel like you're special for this, that, they really need you. But ultimately, like, you are so replaceable. It's kind of scary. I've seen articles saying, like, there's kind of an accounting shortage potentially because of so many people quitting in like mass exodus these public accounting jobs because of how poorly that they're being treated. I personally am more of a work to live kind of person, but I think if you're thinking about how other people are staying and you're not staying, maybe those people are live to work, and like, why would you compare yourself to somebody who wants to live to work and chase after titles that mean nothing at the end of the day? Just be you and make the decisions that you feel like you need to make for yourself. I guess we're reaching the end of this video. I just wanted to thank you all for listening. I haven't posted accounting content in quite a while, so it was kind of a nice refresher for me to be able to kind of share my experiences and my thoughts, and I hope this helps at least one person out there. But if you can see, we're left with a beautiful cake here. Glad we made it to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.